channel. So today's video is going to be my February favorites, and I know I didn't film a favorites video last month, but that was only because I felt like I was going to be a little redundant from my best of 2014 video, just because I hadn't tried a lot of new stuff for y'all, and I just decided to roll it over onto this month. And so all of these things I've been using like for the past, I want to say 6 weeks. And also starting this month, I wanted to incorporate some lifestyle favorites in here as well. And so let's go ahead and jump into everything. So as always, we're gonna start off with some skincare. Lately, I have been testing out a lot of Kate Somerville products, and these two right here have worked for me. So the very first one is this anti-back acne clearing lotion from Kate Somerville, and this is from her new acne line. And I have been loving this for spot treatments because the past few months, my skin was just not reacting well to all of these sudden weather changes here in LA. And this has definitely helped my skin out a lot, especially during those times, because it's quick. This product does dry out your skin, and so if you do decide to put it all over your face, it will make your skin really, really dry. I just use either a heavy moisturizer or an oil, and the oil that I love using, especially the past few months, is this Dila oil, also from Kate Somerville. And I've told y'all that my all-time favorite oil is going to be the coconut oil, and it still is, but the past few months it's just been a little too heavy for my skin just because of all the weather change, and it has been mostly hot here in LA for this whole winter. And so I love this because it's lightweight and it's light enough that I can actually use it during the day. I put this at the end of the night right before I go to bed. I like drench my face with it, and the next day it's completely absorbed and I don't look like a complete grease ball. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit dry, like sometimes I'll have dry patches around my chin area, I'll just take a drop of this and pat it around that area and then put my makeup on, and it saves the day pretty much. And so definitely have been loving this. The last skincare product that I want to share is this brand new moisturizer that I have been trying out. I ran out of my Aveeno one, and I still love that one, but I wanted to take the opportunity and try a new one. This is called the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel Moisturizer, and this one has hyaluronic acid. This moisturizer absorbs fairly quickly onto the skin. Like, I don't even have to wait like minutes or like 5 minutes, 10 minutes before I can prep my skin for makeup. And with this, my skin doesn't get greasy throughout the day. And usually with gel moisturizers that I've tried in the past, like by the end of the day, the oiliest parts of my face, usually right now it is my nose area, and by the end of the day, those get super greasy just because it's not getting enough hydration. And so the tendency of that is for the skin to overproduce oil. And the hyaluronic acid in this formula is the one that's helping with hydration. For foundation, I have still been loving my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I have been repeating this over and over again. I love this foundation, and I don't think I have to explain again why I love this. This has kind of been my default foundation. Like, if I didn't want to try a new foundation, this would be the foundation that I would be wearing. I am, however, on the market for new foundations, and so if you have been loving a new foundation lately, or if you have a go-to foundation that you cannot seem to put down, leave them in the comments below because I'd love to know. So next, I have been loving just a few shades from this highlight and contour palette. This is the brand new NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette that recently came out in their spring collection. I do have a love-hate relationship with this palette. I have been particularly loving this yellow highlight shade right here. Just pulls all the yellow tones of my skin beautifully, and I love that it brightens my skin. I love this powder for setting concealer under the eyes because it really sets my concealer. Even if it is the creamiest concealer that you have, it will set it and it will make it stay there. It's not creasing or it's not melting off my face. This leftmost one, this is like the warm bronzer shade, and I don't particularly like this for contouring, but I do like it for bronzing. And then for contouring, I have been liking this cool tone taupe color, and I love it because it really, you know, replicates that shadow effect that I want. Probably like the only contour shade that I actually use from this palette. A few things though that's a little bit discouraging about this palette, or these shades that I have been liking in particular, is that the powder is super powdery and chalky and it just flies out everywhere, and I hate the fact that it's really hard to blend because it's so pigmented that when you put it onto the skin or you just go overboard for some reason, it gets really muddy. So let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a full review just on this palette alone, or if you wanted me to do a smackdown review between this palette and a few other contour and highlight palettes. I have the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I believe it's called, and then the other one is the Anastasia Contour Kit. I have been particularly loving this brand new brow pencil from NYX. This is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I use the shade Ash Brown, and I do have it on my eyebrows right now. And I know there are a lot of brow pencils out there. I do love this formula because it is really pigmented, and so I don't have to, you know, put a lot of pressure when I'm filling in my brows. I also love how skinny this pencil is. It is a mechanical pencil. Love that you can control the strokes with this. You can get, you know, those hair-like strokes that you really want. I like a waxy texture. I want my eyebrows to tame down as well, just so that I don't have to use an extra product. If you haven't realized how unruly my eyebrows are, they are very unruly. They have a mind of their own. And so when I use this eyebrow pencil, my eyebrow hairs just follow the direction of which I'm filling them in, which is really good. So I have been on the market for a really good neutral all matte eyeshadow palette, and I've used quite a few in the past. And although I like those palettes, nothing beats this one. And this one is the Tarte Lip palette from Tarte Cosmetics that recently came out, and I love this palette. This is probably my new holy grail like eyeshadow palette. To be honest, I'm not really a big fan of Tarte Cosmetics eyeshadows to begin with, just because I don't know, I just felt like they were forgettable and I felt like there were better shadows out there, but they definitely stepped up their game with their eyeshadows. It's so versatile, and you can use this both for daytime and at nighttime. You can go as light and as simple as you want, or you can go as dramatic as you want. I love the color combination of this palette. It has a great balance between cools and neutrals and warms. The shadows are like pigmented and they blend really well, and I love that they're not powdery or chalky on the lids. If you haven't decided to pick it up, please do, because you are going to love it and it's going to be your new go-to as well. The next eye product that I have been loving, I have been a little late on the game on, and I just recently got this from IMAT. I don't know why I waited that long, but I'm thinking it's because every time I go to a trade show, Inglot is always packed and I'm a little claustrophobic. This one is the Inglot gel liner, and this is number 77, the black one, and this is amazing. For $12, like, this does a lot that I am looking for in a gel liner. This black gel liner is like the blackest gel liner that I've ever tried, and I love that with one swipe you get full coverage right away. One of the things that's a big concern for me when it comes to gel liners is that, you know, throughout the day, because I do have hooded lids, like throughout the day I don't want my liner to transfer onto my crease. Once it sets, it doesn't move around. Like, literally, I tried to take it off with just a makeup wipe and it won't even budge. I have to use like a cleansing oil to remove it. And so definitely worth more than the price that I paid for is the Dior Iconic Overcurl Mascara. And this is just a sample size that I got from Sephora, and let me just show you what the wand looks like. So this is what the wand looks like. I know it's a little bit big, but I do like the curved wand that it has, just because it gets into the little crevices of my eyes, especially for my bottom lashes, because I usually just smear it all over the place. I have poor coordination when it comes to mascara, and so I do like the curved wand. It's a little bit dry, and so it clings on to my sparse lashes really easily. And this mascara in particular doesn't really do justice on lengthening my sparse lashes, but it does volumize to a certain extent where it doesn't really clump up my lashes. That's something that I don't really want. I don't want spidery lashes where it makes it look fuller. It does a really good job of separating my lashes. If you have any mascaras that you've been loving, please leave them in the comments below as well, because I'm in the market for a new mascara, but sometimes I have no clue on what to get next or what to try next. The last of the eye products that I want to share with you are these lashes right here. These are from my friend Stephanie's, or SL Miss Glam Beauty, on YouTube and on Instagram. And oh my gosh, I love her mink lashes so much, and I think these are one of my new favorite mink lashes. And I know you've probably already heard me say this before with Blinking Beauty lashes, but that one and this brand are like now my new holy grail mink lashes. Lashes, to be honest, are kind of a chore for me, and usually when I try out lashes, especially dramatic ones, I kind of cringe a little bit and I dread it a little bit, just because they get really heavy and they get really uncomfortable when they're sitting on my lash line. And throughout the day, since I'm wearing contacts, I tend to like tear up a lot, or my eyes get really dry. I just want to rip them off my face and just not have to deal with them ever again, but that's usually not the case. The bands are super thin. Like this one is like her most dramatic ones. This one is called a Dangerously Glam. As you can see, they're very dramatic, and even when you have them on, my eyes don't droop down like most heavy and dramatic lash pairs. And I love the band so much because it's thin and it's comfortable, and if it's just right on my lash line. Even though the lash band is thin, I have used this, and also the ones that I'm wearing right now. These are the Fluttery Glams. I've used them for probably like 5 to 10 times, and I still feel like they're brand new, and I haven't lost the shape at all, and they haven't shed on me at all either, and so I definitely recommend them. So now we're down to lip products, and as usual, I have a lot and couldn't narrow it down to a few. And so the very first one that I wanted to share with you is this Dose of Colors matte liquid lipstick. And I have been on the fence about this product for a very long time, just because when I went to naohms, I really wanted to pick up all the colors and I wanted to try them out for myself. And so I used a sample and swatched it on the back of my hand and just walked around and see how the formula went. And I had a really bad experience. Like after the end of my trip to naohms, it looked to me as if the matte liquid lipsticks were cracking on me, and I didn't want that on my lips, and so I kind of just like skipped it for a while. And then I went to IMATS, and a lot of my friends on Instagram were like, you should totally get it and you should try it for yourself. And so I decided to pick up just one color, and I fell in love. Like I think at naohms, it's probably like an old sample that they've had out for a very long time, but I do love this formula. It's so comfortable and very lightweight, like almost as if you weren't wearing anything. And that's like really surprising for a matte liquid lipstick, just because usually I get that like tingly or like that dry feeling, but not with this one. And I love that it's so pigmented, and I love this color so much. This one is Berry Me. The next product I have been going gaga for ever since I got it, and this one is the new Anastasia liquid lipstick in the shade Sad Girl. And OMG, this is like a showstopper lipstick. Like if you don't have this, you better pick it up, because it will stop the show. And people will ask you what lip color you're wearing. Like literally, I wore this at IMATS and I was stopped every 5 seconds and people were asking me, what are you wearing? Like I love that this color was like vampy. It's like a blood red color that has flecks of plum in it. It has like like red and pink glitter on it. And I don't know, it's something different that I've never had before. Like it's a matte liquid lipstick, but at the same time it looks metallic from afar. But yeah, definitely have been loving this, and one of my current go-to vampy lip colors. And I really love the formula of the liquid lipsticks. I love that it's really lightweight and it is a little dry, but it's not as drying as the Velveteens. And I will have a full review of the liquid lipsticks and the formula and the swatches and all that stuff, but I will have that in another video. So the last of the lip products that I want to share with you actually correlates with this lip liner right here. This is from MAC. This is called Edge to Edge Liner, and this is a brand new release from the line of new lip liners that they had released, and those are all permanent, just so you know. So this is what it looks like. It's a dusty, like rosy mauve kind of color. I've been on a hunt for a dusty mauvey rosy pink kind of color that I can pair up with a lot of things actually, and I have a few lip colors here that I have been pairing it up with. So the very first one is this one from Gerard Cosmetics. This is called Berry Smoothie, and as you can see right here, this is Berry Smoothie, and this is how it is compared to Edge to Edge Liner. The next one is something that I am like super excited about because I have been loving this color so much lately, and I usually wear this by itself, but ever since I picked up this liner, I was so happy that I can finally have something to line it with. And the one that I'm talking about is NARS Anna lipstick, and this is the Audacious formula, and this is what Anna looks like compared to Edge to Edge up here in the middle. And then the last color that I've been loving pairing up with Edge to Edge is this liquid lipstick from Anastasia. This one is the Pure Hollywood liquid lipstick. At first I tried it by itself and I did not like it on me. I don't like really pale nudes that wash me out just because, I don't know, I am just not a fan of the look. I love that I can use MAC Edge to Edge as a base, and then when I put Pure Hollywood right on top, it kind of makes it a little bit more wearable on my skin tone anyway, and something that, you know, I feel comfortable with. And this is what it looks like close up. Like this one in the middle is Edge to Edge liner, and I have Pure Hollywood on top. I like that it kind of gives it a little bit of color and makes it more of a pinky beige nude as opposed to just a straight up beige nude color. Now I'm gonna move on to sharing with you some of my lifestyle favorites. So the very first one is actually an app that I got as a recommendation from one of my photographer friends, and she's also a makeup junkie and one of my really good friends off of Instagram. So hi Jules! And this iPhone app has been really helpful for me when it comes to filming. Like if you are a photographer, this might be a good use for you, or if you are filming and you are still, you know, trying to get used to like working with a DSLR. So this app is called Light Meter, and what Light Meter does is when you are on your manual setting on your DSLR,
what it does pretty much is use the camera of my iPhone just to pick up the lighting from the lighting setup that I do have, and then it kind of adjusts the settings to how it should look like on your DSLR. So it has the time, the aperture, the ISO, and the temperature. And you can change this however you want to. You can toggle it up and down and it'll just change accordingly. So let's say I wanted an ISO of 1000 and I wanted to keep the aperture low at 2.8. That's like the lowest that I can go with my lens right now. So it tells me that I can use the time for 640. So with these settings, I'm going to go ahead and go on to the manual setting of my DSLR. So I'm going to set up the ISO at 1000, keep the aperture 2.8, and then it said 640, and so I can change it to 640 right there, and it gives me the perfect lighting setup.
It really helps me with controlling like the temperature and the settings of my camera, and it's been really helpful for me. So the last of my lifestyle favorites are actually baby food, and I know this probably is weird for a lot of you, and I know even my boyfriend is a little weirded out. This one is from Pumpkin Tree, and they're Peter Rabbit Organics, and these are the mango, banana, and orange, and the strawberry and banana, and I actually prefer the ones that just have fruit and not vegetables in it, just because I felt like the vegetable ones have a really distinct taste to them. And I get these off of Amazon. We get like the pack of 10 for, I think it was like $12 to $14 depending on what's on sale and stuff. And you can also get this at the grocery store, particularly Albertsons. Albertsons sells them individually. My sister and I actually have been starting to count our macros, or be strict with our macros. Kind of taste like smoothies, and they're pretty easy and quick. This one gives us like a total of like 90 or 80 calories per serving, and then it has 21 grams of carbs, which is perfect for our macros. I actually have been doing CrossFit for a little over 6 months now, and usually when it comes to working out, we don't really want to eat too heavy when it comes to carbing up and make sure that we have energy before our workout. And especially when we try to go in the morning, we usually don't have time to eat. But this baby food is like easy carbs for us, and it absorbs right in our system really fast. My sister and I are actually not a fan of like caffeinated drinks anymore. Ever since like after we graduated undergrad, we kind of laid low on the caffeine. And if you are the type to work out and sometimes you don't really have, you know, the time to eat and get the carbs that you need and all the energy that you need before you work out, and you want to be a little bit healthier and not take a lot of caffeine, then this might be a better alternative for you. So that is it for my February favorites. I hope that you all liked it, and I hope that you found my reviews helpful. And if you have been loving anything at all for the past month and you would like to share them with me, please leave them in the comment section down below as well, just because I love to read them and I love to kind of see what people have been loving. I'm kind of a little nosy and creepy that way, but hopefully a creepy person in a good way, because we're friends, right? So if you have any more video requests for me, please leave them in the comments section down below. I hope that you all have a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye!